Yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's yours truly, the Ace, back with another Behind the Teams video, episode 11. And we are featuring a division rival, the Washington Commanders. You guys know I'm a big Giants fan. So anytime we get the NFC East on here, it's going to be a little interesting. I got Anthony in the building. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, Ace? How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming on. I actually found Anthony on one of the Washington Commanders fan pages. So we actually don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? You're like the second person that I've got on that we don't know each other. So for everybody that thinks, oh, he's just bringing his friends on here, here's somebody I don't know. So we don't know how it's going to go, but it's going to be a good time. You ready?
Absolutely, man. It's going to be a great time.
That's what's up, man. Well, first and foremost, thanks for coming on. So you're a big Commanders fan. Last year, you guys finished at 8-8, last place in the NFC East. What were your thoughts on the 2022 season?
We were a quarterback away from putting the Giants out of the playoffs and getting into the playoffs ourselves. That's what I think about last season.
Okay.
We were some quarterback play. If we had the type of quarterback play we got out of Sam Howell in the Dallas game, the last game of the season, in the 2 or 3 games previous to that, we would have been in the playoffs. All we had to do was win out. But we had the Carson Wentz experiment. And, when Carson is good, Carson's very good. When Carson's bad, it's like a bad train wreck.
Yeah. There was a point in time where, the NFC East, because, being an NFC East fan, we go through these lulls of, we're bad for like 3-4 years, but then we have that 1 year where almost every team can get in, and that's what we almost had last year. Because exactly the NFC East was very competitive. And you know what? You can attest to this. The NFL is better when the NFC East is competitive.
I say no more.
Yep. So that's one thing we could agree on. That's one thing we can agree on. So you guys, like I said, 8-8. Like I said, that Kayvon Thibodeau definitely wrecked that one game against y'all. You know what I'm saying? He single-handedly won that one. So y'all got a 4th place schedule this year. So going into the offseason, so obviously you guys missed the playoffs. What do you feel like was the Commanders' biggest need? And did they address it via free agency and via the draft going into this offseason?
They had 3 main needs.
Okay.
Offensive line, secondary, and quarterback.
Okay.
They definitely addressed the offensive line. We're going to have 3 or 4 new starters on the offensive line this year.
Okay.
They brought in some veterans. I like the move. They brought Wiley over from Kansas City because he can help those guys adjust to Eric Bieniemy's offense. So that's going to be cool. I love this kid that they got, Forbes. Because when I was out at training camp a couple of weeks ago, I just watched that kid and he is flying around the ball. You would think he was a 4 or 5 year vet the way he was playing. And they had him covering Terry, my boy Scary Terry. Who y'all gonna have to contend with this year, but that's okay. It's a whole nother story. And so I think they addressed the needs. Now we just got to see if these players can come together. The biggest thing that was missing, I think, last year was the cohesion of the team. There were too many individuals and not enough team. What I've seen so far this year, they really are coming together and bonding as a team. And I actually credit Eric Bieniemy with a lot of that.
EB, yep. That was like I said, you can really consider that an off-season move because Eric Bieniemy, a well-touted figure for Kansas City that, and you know what, man, I don't dislike the because obviously Giants, we own y'all more than anything else. I don't dislike the Commanders.
No, he didn't go there. No, he didn't.
It's true. We'll get to that. I don't dislike the Commanders like I dislike the Cowboys, even the Eagles. I don't have hatred toward the Eagles. It's just the Cowboys that we all hate.
Well, then we can all, that's the NFC East. We all know the one team in the East that we all
hate is Dallas.
Right.
So
exactly.
I was happy that Eric Bieniemy finally got the recognition that he deserved because it was just too many times where, and I'm not to make this a race thing, but when he's one of the top offensive coordinators winning championships, but all of a sudden
he can't coach.
He interviews bad. What?
Well, I honestly think part of it is his demeanor.
Yeah.
Because he is loud, he is very forceful, and that takes some getting used to. As we've heard this week in the media, Ron stuck his foot in his mouth, but we're sort of used to that around here. But yeah, I think that's part of it. He just has a demeanor and a presence that a lot of owners are going to shy away from.
Yeah, I agree. Like from what I was hearing is he's holding players accountable, which isn't that what you want? Like that's sports. If you make mistakes, stop babying these guys. Like they're getting paid millions of dollars. The best, and that's what I think was good last year with the Giants, where Kenny Golladay wasn't performing. He's getting paid all that money. The Giants said, if you're not performing, you're not going to play. It's as simple as that. And you need that kind of coach. Let me tell you this. Some of the best coaches in the league, Mike Tomlin, Bill Belichick, you know what I'm saying? Sean Payton is up there. Pete Carroll, they're leaders of men at the end of the day. And I think Eric Bieniemy is a leader of men because So totally I'm happy he's getting his shot. You know what I'm saying? So that like you said, could be considered a big offseason move. I do like that guy Forbes that you had mentioned, you know what I'm saying, the quarterback, because in our division, you need some cornerbacks, especially because like that duo over there in Philly is a problem. You know what I'm saying? And AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, who they jumped over us to get. Also, CeeDee Lamb is good, but that's all they seem to have over there. And the Giants have a plethora of receivers now. That got to watch out for that kid Jalen Hyatt, who just ran 24 miles per hour in practice. He's a speedster as well. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, Darren Waller. You know what I'm saying? You know how the tight end systems are.
Well, they're going to put guys out. I forgot they picked up Waller from the Raiders. Yep, they did.
So in our division, I feel like cornerbacks are imperative. That's why the Giants got theirs, the Eagles got theirs, you guys got yours. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And so what would you give your grade as far as the offseason though overall?
I'd say a B.
A B.
B minus, B plus, somewhere in the B area, because I think they attempted to address everything they needed to address. The true test of this coming season is going to be Sam Howell.
Yep.
We know what the defense is. I would put our front four up against anybody in the league. And our linebackers are starting to play a lot better. I like the fact we picked up Barton. That was a good pickup at linebacker, and then what they've done in the secondary. And, one of the things that I've noticed when I was out at practice is these guys are talking, they're communicating, they're hanging out, they're doing stuff together, even off the field, which really is starting to make it feel like a whole big, family kind of thing. And the biggest thing is Dan Snyder's gone.
Yep. That was something I was going to bring up as well. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
If it gets us out from under this cloud that we've been under for the past 20 years, I'm grateful. I think Dan was villainized a little bit too much, although he did some really stupid stuff. But, let's concentrate on the football.
Yeah.
Let's stay on the football. Let's stay on the football field. If you win games, all that other stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. To talk more about the Dan Snyder situation, what were your original? I want two questions. What were your original thoughts on the name change to the Commanders? And now that he's gone, are you for another name change? Where are you at with that?
Ooh. I was totally against the name change originally. I'm a little bit more seasoned guy, so the Redskins been around and been in my blood for years.
Yeah. But I understand why they did it, though. I understand why.
I understand why they did it. But see, what a lot of people don't know was the backstory on some of that was the mistake Dan Snyder made. He went out and tried to patent, or I'm sorry, not patent, but copyright the logo and the name Redskin.
Yeah.
And so what was happening was casinos were trying to open, Native Americans were opening casinos with the name Redskin.
Yeah.
And having to pay Dan Snyder.
Yeah. Wow.
And so that was part of what the uproar was. The whole racial piece of it, and that all came out. But one of the backstories was the fact that he had tried to put a copyright on the name and the logo. And so it was having a financial impact on a bunch of people. So that's why people started to turn on him.
Gotcha.
And so, he was kind of shaky in his business dealings. But, I still don't blame the owner, because the owner didn't throw a pass, didn't block anybody, didn't, pass rush or any of that, And I think one of the problems was he was too big of a fanboy too.
Yeah.
He wasn't an owner, he was a fan. When Joe Gibbs came back for the second time, that's when the organization started to look more like a football organization than just some rich guy playing rich guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the kid at North Carolina when you guys were doing a name change.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that story? The guy that bought out all the names.
I didn't hear that story.
Yeah, the kid from North Carolina that trademarked all the potential names.
Okay,
and that's why it kind of got phased out, where they had to come up with the Commanders. Is because this kid went and bought a whole bunch of copyrights and trademarks to potential names that they were looking at, like the Generals, the Red Tails is what they were looking at, stuff like that. And he almost got paid off of that. So that was smart by him.
Red Tails was the one I was in favor of.
Yeah,
I was definitely in favor of the Red Tails.
Yeah, but they couldn't because he owned it and they didn't want to pay him. You know what I'm saying, to do it. So they had to change that name.
And that's probably a Dan Snyder decision. And that might have, pay the kid and move on, man.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the football team was hilarious, though. Like, I got used to it after a while. Like, because I tell this story to everybody. Like, imagine if you're trying to explain football to somebody that doesn't know football. And you're like, the Washington football team. They're like, okay, what's their name? Their name is the Washington football team.
Right.
You got used to it after a while. But the Commanders is definitely a downgrade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, hopefully, if you guys change it, you know what I'm saying? Like, change up everything. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So it is what it is.
There's a petition floating around that I keep seeing on social media that I think they said had like 72,000 signatures on it, where people want the name to go back to Redskins. And I'm just like, I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to, be able to get that back. So let's move on. Let's be the Commanders. I tell you what, if we win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, I don't care what they call us.
Yeah.
They can call us whatever they want. Just win.
Yeah. That's a big leap. Super Bowl in 2 years. That's a big leap.
Look, I'm predicting a deep playoff push this year.
Okay. I mean, you guys had a recent playoff berth, and Taylor Heineke, who's a local boy in my area, you know what I'm saying, from Virginia, he almost did it. He almost beat Brady, you know what I'm saying? So, hats off to him. But, he's no longer in the team. Sam Howell is your guy. Right. So let's go into the standout player that you feel like needs to have a good year this year for the for the Commanders to be successful this year.
I honestly think, if we look at the offensive side of the ball, I think there are two guys who are set to really shine this year. Jahan Dotson.
Okay.
And Dyami Brown.
Okay.
And the reason I threw Dyami in there is his knowledge of and him having played in college with Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Because they have been doing their thing in training camp so far this year. Dyami's been one of his favorite targets in training camp. And so I'm hoping that rolls into the season, and understanding how Eric Bieniemy likes to use a lot of receivers.
Yeah.
Right. So those two guys, I think, are going to have big years. The other guy I think who's going to surprise some people is Gibson.
That's who I would have picked. I would have picked Gibson on the offensive side.
Yep.
Yeah, and defensively, Chase Young needs to step up already. Like, he needs to, dude. I remember a couple years ago, we were battling that last game of the season. It was a Chase Young Bowl, and we lost because we beat y'all. But I think ultimately we ended up winning because he's been kind of I'm not going to say he's a bust, but he's floating around that territory of.
Well, he got to stay healthy.
Yeah, of course. That's the biggest thing.
That's the first thing. He got to stay healthy.
Is availability. Yep.
Yeah, because we saw what he could do, when he was healthy in his rookie season. Matter of fact, he told the story about when they played Pittsburgh, and they had a recording of Mike Tomlin going over to him after the game. It was like,
I remember that.
I hope my team is never bad enough to have to get somebody as good as you.
Yeah.
And so coming from Tomlin, that was a hell of a compliment.
Yeah, of course. And you guys have invested multiple top picks in the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then but see what sucks for you guys is outside the Giants, the Cowboys and Eagles have always had good offensive lines to combat that. So it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like Eagles, yes, they have a good offensive line. Cowboys, they're starting to lose players. So maybe now your front four could possibly get some pressure, but the Giants are ramping up their offensive line as well now. So
right. Well, you know, I'm interested. Honestly, I'm interested to see what happens. Because, you know, honestly, when we play the Giants, the thing that I hang my hat on is your quarterback. Mm-hmm. He loves to hand the ball to the guys in the other uniform. Mm-hmm. And so that's what typically we hang our hat on when we play the Giants. You know, we all know the Giants are going to be a tough game. Giants always got defense. They always got a good offensive line, a running game. But, you know, quarterback is a little shaky. Yeah. I was actually surprised they paid him, to be honest with you.
But Daniel Jones' career stats versus the Commanders is actually really good.
It is.
There's Commanders and Saquon and Daniel Jones have good stats against the Commanders. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
And,
they absolutely do.
You know, the one time y'all beat us off that Dexter Lawrence offsides that wasn't really offside.
Offside, right?
You know what I'm saying? Where the NFL went back and said, no, he wasn't offside. That should have been another W. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that, like I said, it's just certain teams that until, like on our schedule, until it's proven otherwise, I think the Giants take 2 wins out of you guys, just like we take 2 losses to Philly. I don't expect us to beat Philly twice. I expect y'all to split with Dallas like y'all always do. Right. And for y'all to split with Philly, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all always, you know what it is? Y'all play Philly and Dallas really tough every single time. And that's like y'all Super Bowl is playing Dallas and playing Philly.
Last year on Monday night, you know, I have to say those steaks that I ate, because all the people that wanted to bet me that we couldn't beat Philly, I had like 4 or 5 different steak dinners.
You was eating like a king.
Oh yeah, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet. Come on with it, bring it."
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, like I said, y'all play teams tough. You know what I'm saying? But more often than not, the last couple of years y'all beat us, but more often than not, we've swept y'all in the season series. So it's like y'all play them tough and stuff like that. So,
like you say, some teams, you know, it's just like boxing, man. You know, some fighters you can't beat. I don't care how good you are.
It is tough. Yep.
And that's the Giants for us.
Yep. You know, exactly.
I don't care how good we are. And it's been that way historically. You know, that didn't just start Parcells. When Parcells and LT and all those guys was in New York, we just couldn't get over the hump with the Giants.
Yeah. And it's like one of those things, like I said, with us with Philly. Even though we may beat them, I still don't think we're better than them. We just got them. You know what I'm saying? We got them on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But back to the standout player, though, the easy answer to would be Sam Howell. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to – I feel like – and we'll talk about this will be the realistic expectation. What do you want to see from Sam Howell to know that he's the guy? Because this was a quarterback-heavy draft. Not next year, not so much outside of Caleb Williams.
Right. I want to see exactly what he showed me in the Dallas game. Somebody who is in control of the offense, not trying to do too much, not trying to win the game, recognizing the talent he has around him and utilizing that talent. Yeah. Because, you know, it's undeniable the offensive talent we have. You know, the other guy who's got to step up and got to stay healthy, and as far as I'm concerned, this is his last hurrah if he can't stay healthy this season, is Logan Thomas.
Yeah.
Right? We got to have a tight end.
Yeah.
And, you know, when he's on the field, he's good. But, you know, like you said, availability is the only really reliability, right?
Yep, so, exactly. You know, especially with what Eric Bieniemy likes to run to, you know, he likes some tight ends. So you need that. You know what I'm saying? And this tight end is, especially in the red zone, is a quarterback safety blanket. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, and especially with the systems that are running now where you have the spread tight ends, you know what I'm saying? So they're basically like another receiver.
Exactly. So exactly. You know, and so he's got to come to play. That right now, to me, in terms of our skill positions, is where our possible weak links are. You know, because he's not proven to be able to stay healthy. And the guys who are behind him, there's 1 or 2 that's got some pass catching skills, but most of those guys are blockers and you know, there to sort of help the run game. They're not really there to boast of the pass game.
Yeah. So It's going to be a tough division, especially because like the strength of schedule, like like last year, it's crazy how what much of a 180 it was. Last year, all four of us had an easy schedule.
Right.
Not the Packers, the Eagles had the easiest schedule in the league. This year, we all have the hardest schedule. Yep. The Eagles have the hardest schedule. That's a complete 180. The Giants have the third, Dallas has 3, and you guys have the 8th. So we all have a top 10 hard schedule. You guys get the benefit of a fourth place schedule because you finished in 4th place. So the two non-divisional games are going to be against the last place teams, you know what I'm saying? Right. Which we'll go over. And it's like, tough schedule this year. So we'll see. But everybody in their division, I feel like, can be competitive this year.
Well, if the history holds, either us or you guys are going to win the division this year.
Yeah.
Because, we haven't had a back-to-back division winner in, I can't even remember how many years.
Yep.
And year before last was Dallas. Last year was the Eagles. So it's either the Commanders or the Giants' turn this year.
I'm not going to lie. I think that's going to be broken this year. I think Philly's kind of like, they're dangerous. You don't think so? You think they're all, look, this is the thing. And I get with my Philly fans all the time. Jalen Hurts has only had one good year, but we're going to see if he has another one. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see if they'll be able to figure some things out. But they did lose a lot of players.
That's what I'm noticing as well. They lost a lot of stuff. Yeah, some of the big names are still there.
Big names still there, yeah.
But the big names are the flash. Those guys that you don't hear about in the trenches. Because guess what? Where do you win football games?
In the trenches. Yeah, of course.
And so, they've lost some guys that I think are going to hurt them more than they think, particularly on their defensive line.
Yeah. Look, I would love nothing more than the Giants to continue that and win the division this year. You know what I'm saying? Because we made steps. We'd love nothing more. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, what are your before we get to schedule? What are your realistic expectations for this year? What do you need to see to say, okay, we had ourselves a good year, or we moved forward?
I want to see a 10 to 12 win season.
Okay.
I want to see at least one playoff win.
Okay.
That to me will solidify the past 4 years of Ron Rivera.
Okay.
Because I honestly think, he's coaching for his job right now.
Yeah.
Because new owners, they're going to want to come in, and if he's not winning, they're going to clean house. And so, I think he's coaching for his job, and that's okay because they have the talent to have a 10-game season. Like I said, they were 8-8 last year, right? Or 8-8-1 because
we tied. Yeah,
we had to tie y'all, but
that's such a giant Commander thing to do too. Let's tie.
I know it's like just go be even about it, huh? But and so the reality for me is. Again, if I look at the quarterback play, I know I can pinpoint at least 4 games Carson Wentz cost us.
Yeah, of course.
And so if I look at that, I get 4 more wins, I'm good. So if Sam Howell can eliminate some of this crap that Carson Wentz was doing and stop and don't turn the ball over, with the offensive weapons we got, we should be good.
Yeah.
Defense we have. If we give that defense 28 points, it's gonna be hard to beat us.
Yeah. As far as the division goes, the quarterback ranking to me is Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, and we don't know of Sam Howell. That's the only reason he's in 4th. You know what I'm saying? That's fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Dallas fans, I argue with them all the time. They're gonna be like, Dak is better. Yeah, bullshit. Dak led the league in interceptions after missing 5 games. With the weapons that he's had, Daniel Jones, with the amount of weapons that he's had, has played better than Dak. So it's like
no argument for me.
So that's what I rank as far as that. So we're kind
of I'm good with that. I would, just because I hate Dallas so badly, I put Dak at number 4. Yep. I'll put Sam Howell above him just because he's on my squad. So I'm gonna give him a little extra love, and Dak and the Cowboys, I could do away with them, excuse me, not the Cowboys, but the Cow Turds.
The Cow Turds. Yeah, there we go.
We affectionately refer to them.
Shit, Dak might not even be Dak probably wasn't even the best quarterback on his team last year.
See, Because when did they start losing? When Dak came back?
Dak came back, yeah. But you're paying them all that money. You got to. So yeah, we both hate the Cowboys. So yeah, fuck the Cowboys. So,
exactly.
All right, so we're gonna get to the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, hold on, I gotta bring it back up because we restarted this. Hold tight 1 second.
No problem.
All right, so we got the Washington Commanders schedule. Obviously, you know, preseason is preseason. Don't expect much. You know what I'm saying? You guys playing on Friday. I'm sure you'll be watching as well. The biggest thing of preseason, you just want to make sure everybody gets out of there healthy. That is the biggest thing.
Exactly right.
Because we see too many teams' seasons get derailed by preseason injuries, and it sucks. So game 1 in Washington versus the Cardinals. Who do you got?
Win.
You got that as a win?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, the Cardinals are kind of just that team that everybody should be able to beat up on because, you know, they just lost weapons, hone in on James Conner. You know what I'm saying? Kyler Murray is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And
then you got
and Colt McCoy is going to be starting their quarterback.
Yep. So then you got the Broncos. You're heading to Denver, Mile High.
I'm going to give us a win on that one with the caveat that it's going to take Sean Payton and Russell Wilson at least 3-4 weeks to get their sort of act together and get in sync. And so I think that we're catching them early in the season. I think we can get that one.
That's fair. But at the same time, you got to take into consideration that Mile High weather, though.
Well, that's true. That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying? Like that takes it, you know, we'll see. That I think that game could go either way, but this is you. So you got 2-0. So then you're going against the Buffalo Bills.
Even though that's at home, that's the one that I think we might drop.
Okay. I don't think it's a might drop. I think you guys are dropping.
I think we might drop that one. Now, here's the caveat to that, right? With our secondary now, this is where Forbes and those guys got to show up. Yeah. Because if they can do something with Buffalo's receivers, that gives us a better shot.
Their run game always scares me. Their run game, when I mean run game, I mean with Josh Allen, that always scares me more than, you know what I'm saying? Their passing game is going to be there. It's that dual threat of Josh Allen that you don't know when he's going to take off, which is scary. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be Jamin Davis's job to make sure Josh Allen doesn't do a thing.
Yep. And speaking of mobile quarterbacks, then you're heading to Philly. Week 4 at Philly.
Win.
You got that as a win at Philly?
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. I'm sure some Philly fans will disagree, but okay.
Oh, and my brother-in-law is a Philly fan.
Got you.
So, you know, I still have the recording. He left me a voicemail before the game last year on Monday night, talking a lot of smack to me. I saved the recording because I had to play it back for him after we beat him, but that's a different story.
Gotcha. Well, you know, if they end up beating y'all, I'm gonna tag you in the video. But like, hey man, what happened?
Hey, and I'll take it. It.
All right, then you got short week prime time versus the Bears. Let me tell you this before you get into that. I actually think the Bears are going to be a much improved team this year. I like what Ryan Poles does over there. I'm a big Poles fan. He was almost a Giant, and I think he's got that team with heading in the right direction. I think they're about maybe 2-3 years away from competing.
I give you that, and so that's a win for us.
That's a win. Okay, so that already put y'all 4-1. That's a tough start. Then you're going at Atlanta. So,
come on now,
that's a win. Yeah,
look, we're gonna take Taylor and whoever else they put a quarterback, and we're gonna make them earn their money and show them the door.
It's Ritter, Desmond Ritter. So then.
And then we go lose to you guys.
Then you're gonna lose to the Giants. I like that. I like that honesty. You know, I'm gonna give you that.
I'm gonna give you that one.
Then you go into Philly, which I don't think y'all sweeping them.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm gonna give us both Philly games.
You're gonna
We're gonna both Philly games. I ain't giving Philly no respect.
None. I am tagging.
None. I'm giving Philly no respect at all.
I am going to clip this and I am going to put it on my Facebook and just tag all the Philly fans.
Please
so be ready for it. Be ready for it.
Please
I'm doing it. I'm going to do it.
Tell them to bring it.
All right. It's going to be interesting. All right, cool. All right. Then week 9 against the Patriots at the Patriots.
Well, we got that.
You got that one? So that puts you at 7-2. Okay. Then at Seattle across country after back-to-back road games.
Ooh, I think we're going to drop Seattle.
I think, as always, if this was in Washington, I give y'all a shot.
Exactly.
But Seattle's a tough place to play. You guys are already back-to-back you guys are literally flying from one coast to the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a tough. There's no way. I don't think you guys are going to be able to win both of those games. It's going to be tough, man.
Yeah, I give us the Patriots, and I giving us a loss against the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at y'all schedule. They duped y'all a little bit, man. They got y'all 3 out of the 4 away games where you're traveling to the Patriots, across country to Seattle, then you come back home, then you're flying to Dallas after being at home against the Giants. So the schedule makers aren't doing y'all no favors.
No, they're not. They're gonna make us work, but that's okay.
Yeah. So
after the harder the task, the better the victory.
Got you. So after the Seattle game, you're at home versus the Giants on Fox. What you got?
We're taking that one.
You taking that one?
Yeah, we'll give y'all one. We'll take one from you.
Okay. Like how confident you were with Philly, I'm saying we're taking 2.
All right.
We're gonna take 2. We're gonna take 2.
Look, we're gonna have some fun when the Giants games roll around.
I'll be live on the channel calling that game. So make sure you go ahead and pop in. So
all right.
Then, like I said, on the road to Dallas after what's going to be a hard fought Giants game on the road to Dallas.
All I can say about that game is the turkey in Texas is going to taste really bad. The turkey in Texas is going to be really bad.
Oh yeah, that is Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving. The turkey in Texas is going to be really bad.
So y'all got 3 out of 4 road games, and one of them was on a short week. So oof. So
that's okay.
So you got y'all winning that game versus Dallas?
Absolutely.
That already put y'all at how many more division games you got left? You got one more. That puts y'all already at 4-1 in the division. All right. Then
see, the reality for me is I don't like to pick my team to ever lose. But I do try to be realistic.
Of course.
Right? And I just don't think the Cowboys, the greatest thing the Cowboys have is a marketing department. That's the greatest thing the Cowboys got.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the Cowboys haven't been to Super Bowl in how long?
They haven't been to an NFC Championship game in how long?
That was going to be my next question.
Exactly.
So don't even talk to me about the Dallas Cowboys other than Jerry Jones and his organization does a great marketing job, and the NFL sucks it up like their mama's breast milk. I'm like,
Vegas eats them up too because Vegas knows they make a lot of money off the Cowboys.
Exactly. And they don't ever win nothing. I mean, they all flashy and shiny and the star and all that. And
Exactly. All right. We'll be talking shit about the Cowboys all day. Let's get back to this. So we got Dolphins after the Cowboys Thanksgiving. You guys get a mini bye week before your bye week playing on Thursday. Yep. So in Washington versus the Dolphins.
When we're gonna beat the Dolphins.
Let me tell you this: if this was in Miami, I would say differently too.
I would say differently as well.
Miami's a tough place to play.
Give us a tougher time if we were in Miami.
Yeah,
but they're coming here, and at this point, and that's December 3rd, if I remember correctly, right?
It is. Yep.
Okay, so right around December, is when DC gets really cold, as you well know, and so you're gonna bring them warm weather people up here and put them out on that field. On that frozen field and whoop their ass.
Yeah. So then you guys got a late bye, week 14 late bye.
Yeah.
I believe that's the last bye that you can get. Then you're traveling to the West Coast to go against the Rams.
I'm not sure what the Rams injury situation is right now. That's
what derailed them last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if they're healthy, I think they'll beat us. If they're not healthy, that'll be a win for us.
Okay. So what's your final decision?
I'm gonna get the Rams that one.
You're gonna get the Rams that one. All right. Yeah. So that puts y'all at 10-4. Then you fly in, dude. Y'all, what is up with y'all going from coast to coast?
I don't know.
Then you're going all the way to New York for the Jets.
The schedulers don't like us, I guess, but that's okay because everybody, and I'm on record already, and I'll say it again. I don't think the Aaron Rodgers experiment in New York is going to be as successful as they think it is. So I think we're going to New York and beat the Jets and Aaron Rodgers because that's just what we do.
So 11-4, 2 games left. San Francisco at home. Who you got?
I'm gonna give that one to San Francisco.
They're good.
As much as I don't want to because we're at home, my granddaughter just told me yesterday that's the game she wants me to take her to. And so, but I'm going to have to get that one to San Francisco.
Okay. Then you end it.
We ended in style. Dallas. We ended in style.
So you ended 12. That's 12 wins right there.
That's what I said, 10 to 12.
Okay.
Right? We ended in style. We, send Dak and his crew on back to Dallas. Because I have not forgotten how Jerry bought their benches up here in my stadium.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? And tried to show us up because they, I was like, okay, fine. We'll get you back.
So that puts y'all 12-5, this year. Look, I am tagging you. Look, accept my friend request on Facebook right after this. I am tagging you in a clip on this post.
Okay.
Just to see, and everybody's gonna be like, wow. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Look, and I don't back down. I walk it like I talk it now.
All right. Hey, I like that confidence, OG. Hey, definitely like that confidence, man. We're gonna see if your team can make you look like a savant or something. You know what I'm saying? Because 12-5 is a mighty hefty record. So y'all got a 5-1 division. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough right there. So
it's gonna be tough. I give you that. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
If we can stay healthy, and it all depends on Sam Howell.
Absolutely. That's why I can't put y'all 12-5 because we don't know what we're gonna see from Sam Howell yet. I think you guys are probably 7 to 8 wins again because we got to see. We got to see what we get from Sam Howell. That's the only question mark. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys got solid receivers. You got a front end. I like your cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like you said, your offensive line is a little bit of a question mark, but we have to see this. You know what I'm saying? What Sam Howell we're going to get. So we'll see. Right. So.
And what I've seen so far, because like I said, I've been out training camp a couple times. And what I've seen from him in training camp, and most importantly, what I've seen or how I've seen Eric Bieniemy handling him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because people were like, well, damn, EB throwing players off the field. Yeah, he was. If they, didn't get to the line the way they were supposed to, they didn't line up in the right place. He was not accepting any excuses for mistakes.
Yeah.
Even out of Sam Howell.
Okay.
And so I think because of the level of coaching he's getting now, if the kid has any talent at all, which, if you go back and look at his tape, not from last year or his senior year because he was hurt a lot, but from his junior year, if you go back and look at his tape from his junior year in college, that boy can sling it.
Okay.
He can sling it. So,
all right.
He got a little speed. He can, he can run something. He got a little speed.
Got you. Okay. I'm going to have fun making this clip because, hey, the division, I'm a troll, I'm a shit talker, and it's going to be very interesting, man.
Bring it on, Ace. Bring it on, baby.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming on first and foremost, man. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, to anybody out there, and Anthony as well, make sure you guys subscribe to the Ace Avenue, man, for more content. Just like this, we are in episode 11. I got 2 more people I'm bringing on here today. So we're knocking by these episodes. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good time. The channel just started. We just got monetized. Channel memberships are available as well. Enter, become a member so you can be entered in a monthly giveaway. You know what I'm saying? That the Ace Avenue will be doing every single month. But look, man, is there anything else you'd like to say or tell them where they can find you at, man? What you got going on, man?
Well, in terms of the games themselves, you can find me in section 2, row 1, seats 1 and 2, right behind the commander's bench.
Okay.
Right? Because, I'm the unofficial coach.
Okay.
Okay. That's where you're going to find me at the games. We tailgate. If you're ever at the stadium, come over to H20 in the purple lot and look for Anthony. You'll find us. The DJ will be playing. The tents will be up. The barbecue will be going. We'll be tailgating hard.
I'll tell you what. If you can get me a hold of a pair of tickets, I'll come with you. I'll come with you to that. Let's go to that Giants game on the 19th. I'll come with you.
Done.
And I'll be up there rocking my Giants jersey. And I'll just be, when we beat you, I'm going to just look at you like this, like.
Well, we'll have to have a friendly bet about who jersey gets burned in the parking lot, right?
Hey, that's fine as long as I don't got to wear it. I already got one photo of myself in a Washington jersey where I lost with one of my mom figures. You know what I'm saying? I lost a bet with her, and I had to wear an RG3 jersey. Let me tell you, I was looking a little swole back then too. So hey, But look, man, appreciate you for coming on, man. Go ahead. You got something else?
And that the funniest story though is my mother was an avid Cowboys fan.
So she was probably disappointed in you became a Commanders fan.
Oh, we used to fight like dogs on Sunday.
Oh, I can imagine.
Loved her to death, but we used to fight like dogs on Sunday.
I wouldn't trust her cooking your food because she'd be like, "Oh,
not on Sunday.
Not after Washington. Nah."
So, but yeah, man, thanks for having me on, man. I really enjoyed this.
No problem, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. Like I said, stick around for the behind the scenes after that. But I appreciate you for coming on, Anthony, man. Make sure to everybody out there, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning into the Ace Avenue. I am yours truly, the Ace. Adios.